the first resin pull didn't work out well at all. Matter of fact, what I ended up with was a bunch of gooey, black, biscuity looking abominations that but I know what I did wrong, and this time I promise I'm going to get it right. So this is part 4. This is where we're going to cross the line, get this project done. So come along with me, let's do this. Alright, so, as said before, the first attempt at making the resin badges did not go to plan. To recap, a few things went wrong. The first of which was, although I mixed the two components in equal parts the way I was supposed to, for 6 minutes together, and then pour them in another cup and another 6 minutes. Unfortunately, what happened was there was also a thing in there that says 6 minutes or until it reaches a temperature of 90 degrees. It did not reach that temperature, and I poured it too soon. And yeah, there was a sticky mess. It never cured properly. The other thing that I did probably that was wrong is when I went to try and tint the resin so that I could have pull it out fully formed as like a black disc as opposed to a clear one. So I'd have one less step of painting. Basically, I was trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I should have used like dry tempera paint, the kind that you used to have in preschool where they mix it with water. But instead I used a liquid paint, and according to the various different websites that I checked, introducing another wet chemical to the mix can cause it to not cure properly. So, a third thing that I may have had a problem with is I was using popsicle sticks last time to mix with, but a lot of the different websites have made clear, you really want to make sure that you can get to the bottom. And in order to get to the bottom, I need something that's flat. So I elected to sacrifice one of my few foam paint brushes for this project. Now, I also learned last time I used way too much resin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use about half the amount that I did last time. Hopefully that'll cause it to cure faster too. I might use a skosh extra hardener. Now some people say, well, that'll cause it to cure faster. Other people say as well, no, that'll cause it to cure and it will be kind of flexible. You know, it won't be as rigid, which is okay because these badges, some of the guys want to put them on their shoulder pauldrons as opposed to on their chest, their Mandalorian shoulder pauldrons as opposed to on their, well, here. I mean, if they want to put them here instead of on their armor, chest plate. So, in order to do that, you might have to be able to bend it a little bit. It's not what I'm going for, but if it happens to work out that way, I'll be fine. Of course, at any time, the whole thing could go wrong. But we're going to try again. Hopefully this time it will be more successful. As before, I'm wearing long sleeves because the resin can be a skin irritant. I will be using my respirator mask because if you aspirate any of this stuff, even the fumes can be not good for your lungs. So we're going to get started with the preparations of the safety equipment, and then we'll go ahead and start pouring our components and mixing them up. This to be, this is a self-leveling type of stuff, but I still want it to be about as flat as possible. There. Now, here we go. All right, so having been successful with the resin casting, I'm going to do the final step before I actually paint them. I don't know if you can see them real clearly, but due to the nature of the mold that I made, the silicone mold that I made from scratch, some of the edges are a little uneven, which is okay for this project because it's supposed to be a Mandalorian badge, and it looks like it's been hewn out of, I don't know, rock or bone and then dipped in the blood of their enemies or something like that. But not really YouTube. I don't want to do anything that's going to violate any of the things. It's simulated something or other just so it looks cool. Anyway, but some of the edges came out a little ragged. So what I need to do is, go through and clean up the ones that are not round. Also, some of them aren't really flat. Now this happened to be a particularly good one. It's pretty flat, but some of them have a bit of a uneven bulge on the bottom that I need to round out as well. So that's why I have my handy dandy Dremel. And I'm going to angle this just a bit like that, because you don't need to see my face for this. That's not really the important part. Once again, I'm still dealing with resin, which can be an irritant. Should always wear gloves. And of course I've got my respirator because I don't want to catch any shards of this in my eyes or breathe any of it into my lungs. So let's take care of that. Probably need to trim my beard up a little bit so I get a tight seal. Right now it's not airtight, but it's good enough for what I need. There's not going to be any pieces getting in there. That's a pretty good seal. I wouldn't want to do it for like chemical warfare. wouldn't cut it, but for what I'm doing, yeah.